Good morning, folks. Welcome to QuantSap. This is Vicky Sajnani. Let's get started with the morning market brief. 18,200 thereabouts. We shut shop on Nifty 50 futures, 115 points gains, 0.64% up. Nifty Bank futures 42,518, 176 points gains witnessed, 0.42% on the positive side. Let's see where the SGX Nifty is pointing to this morning. A cut of about 72 points. So we are seeing kind of a negative mood in the market upon opening as such, partially because of the remanding of recession risks. And of course, you have several Fed officials speaking today. So there is a bout of nervousness due to that also. And global cues are kind of on the negative side. So that's again pointing to a mild negative start as such. Well, 18,374 major resistance on the higher side, 18,500 the next major level. Considering 18,200 thereabouts was the closing. 18,000, 17,800 and 17,500 are the major supports. Well, looking at the futures, we are seeing a long build-up coming in yesterday, a marginal long build-up that is, because if you notice the change in the OI, that's not substantial as such. Well, looking at the open interest chart from the options end, you have 18,200, which has call writing, 18,300, 18,400, 18,500. So there is a concentration of call writing with a substantial OI at 18,300, but then the other ones are not way behind. So there is a stiff resistance on the higher side. As far as put writing is concerned, you have 18,000 as the major level on the lower side, which should act as a support in 17,800, 17,900, 800 again, two strikes where put OI is substantial. Looking at the Bank Nifty, 42,500 thereabouts where we shut shop. So 42,000 is the major support zone, and then 41,500 on the higher side, 43,000 and 43,500 is the resistance points. Well, looking at the Bank Nifty, you have substantial, not a very substantial, but short covering out there in Bank Nifty, considering the futures OI. Looking at the options end, you are seeing 42,500 having a stiff, substantial call OI, and then post that 43,000, 43,500 on the higher side, where call OIs are positioned. And on the lower side, you have 42,000 as where the put OI is. So that's going to act as a support as such. Top gainers, Siemens, SAIL, Hindalco. Top losers, ICICI, GI, Delta Corp, Bank Baroda. Well, looking at the contribution, index contribution, 36 points positive contribution coming in from private banks, negative contribution from autos. Metals contributed 13 points on the positive side. IT contributed again 13 points. FMCG was marginally higher at 14.6 points. Capital goods, 13.9 points positive contribution. NBFC also 19.14 points. So whatever sectors were contributing on the negative side were marginal. You had a substantial contribution from these sectors on the positive end. Well, looking at the build-ups, sectorally, metal, capital goods, FMCG on the long side, with power also on the long side. And on the short side, you have PSU banks and auto. Well, I would like to welcome you to the Option Symposium 5.0, which is going to be held on 11th and 12th of February at the iconic Bombay Stock Exchange. We're going to have Panel discussions where brainstorming, innovative ideas are going to be discussed. Option trading strategies, 10 plus options trading strategies from option experts. So go ahead, register now at www.optionsymposium.com. The sponsors are Alice Blue, Espresso, Mstock, 5paise.com. And as I repeat, do register on www.optionsymposium.com. There should be a iCard popping up on the right-hand side corner. You could register clicking on that icon also. Well, looking at the result calendar, you have several companies today announcing results: Hindustan Unilever, UBank, India Mart, PVR, LTTS, Asian Paints, Emphasis, Canfin Homes, Havels, Polycab, all are announcing their results on Jan 19th. Looking at stocks, if there is a move on the higher side above 770, I think that's when JSW Steel will garner momentum. Intermittent resistance 768, 770 levels, 750 is the support zone, 725 is the next major support zone for this counter. So, of course, on a surpassing of 775, we could see a move till 785 as such. But then there is a reasonable resistance there. So let's see how that pans out on JSW Steel. A momentum on the positive side, only above 775, I would say. Looking at the OI picture, you have longs which are coming in on yesterday, that is. Before that, we have seen a series of shorts also which come in. So there's a kind of a mixed bag. But then this resistance needs to be taken out, as I mentioned about. Looking at the OI picture from options end, you are seeing 770, 780 levels showing substantial call OI, and then 800 levels are where the call OI is concentrated. Put OI is concentrated close to 750 levels and 740 levels, thereabouts. The other stock on the radar is Hindustan Petroleum, showing a negative divergence there in some sense, and also slippage below the moving averages could be possible. 238, 225, two major levels on the lower side. 250, 261 are the resistance points pointed out on the chart. So on a breakdown of 238, 240 levels, that zone, that's when we can see pressure on this counter, a bear pressure on this counter. So after some amount of long unwinding, we are seeing shorts again erupting in this counter. Looking at the OI picture, you have substantial OI at 250, 280 levels. So 250 levels has a substantial call OI. So that should act as a resistance. And then next major resistance is at 260. Supports being thereabouts of 240 and then 230. Well, on the band list, Delta Corp, L&T Finance, Manappuram, GNFC are the counters in the band list. PNB possible entrant, GNFC is possible exit. Before we wrap up the session, I would like to highlight to you, please follow strict stop losses while trading in derivatives. And before stepping into derivatives, please consult your financial advisor. So we discussed about Nifty and Bank Nifty trading ranges. Basically the supports and resistances. Sectoral long buildup is metal, FMCG, cap goods, short as PSU, banks and auto. JSW Steel, we mentioned that only on a move above 768, 770. Basically 775 is what we said. So JSW Steel above 775 on a positive binge. That's that. So there is a resistance at around 775, 770, that range. Hindustan Petroleum, again, the major supports are 238, 225, resistances being 250 and 261. Ban list, L&T Finance, GNFC, Manappuram, Delta Corp. Well, that's it from my side. Wish you happy trading and all the best.